I feel like Bungie aren't trying anymore. The amount of hate that Destiny 2 has now is insane. Despite this, I was really looking forward to the game. I waited for it to launch on PC because I wanted to have the best experience when playing the game. What I got was the opposite. First off, I do want to say before anything that I do like the game, and I do have fun playing it. The strikes are fun, the game is very beautiful, and there is so much content in the game that keep me coming back. But the problems I have with the game keep increasing. The story is terrible and uninteresting. All the characters, except for a few, are boring and forgettable, and the AI are often stupid, relying on numbers or buffs to simulate any sort of difficulty. But this is not my biggest issue that I have with the game. I believe Bungie released a broken game onto PC. I'm not saying every copy of the game is broken, because my friend Richard seems to be having little to no problems, but it's getting ridiculous now. I've experienced 3 separate game breaking bugs so far, and it's been a week since launch. The first bug for me was the game would randomly crash in the middle of play. This is a big issue for a lot of players, and there's no clear solution. It is probably the biggest issue posted on the forums right now, and Bungie are doing nothing about it. It's not even in their known issue list. The closest thing to this in the list is when players alt-tab out when using AMD components, which for a lot of players probably doesn't even apply to them. This has affected me so many times. I was playing in the middle of strikes, missions, or a match in the Crucible, and the game will freeze, then take me straight out into the desktop with no error message. The worst thing about this crash is that they only occurred on the Friday after it launched, and have been getting more frequent since. I have listed all the times it's crashed here since Friday, being 16 times. This makes the game more or less unplayable. And you know what, when it's not crashing, it's dropping frames. I can be playing, and maybe after 45 minutes to an hour of playtime, the game will drop a load of frames and become a slow, jittery mess. This, like the crashes, happen at the worst times, being in Strikes and the Crucible. But Bungie at least know about this issue. What do they suggest to solve the issue? Relaunch the game. So every time this happens, I need to restart the game, losing progress and probably pissing off the fire team. And if you're like me, you probably think, just stick it out for a bit, whatever, you just get what you're doing done. And that is fine until it drops again, becoming more unstable. At least Bungie are looking into this one, which makes me happy, but the game shouldn't be like this at all. But it gets even worse. How about the game not launching, or if it does, kicking you out to the desktop in 5 minutes? Unplayable. Players who experience this are given the error message Buffalo or Weasel. Weasel may be down to the internet, which I don't have the greatest of, but it happened constantly, even when I had a good connection. But worse, Buffalo won't even launch the game, asking players to restart the Blizzard app, which doesn't solve the issue. Bungie also had something to say about this. Was it useful? Was it fuck? All they said on the issue is that you should sign out of Battle.net on any other PC you use it on. So anything just said isn't applied to people who have only logged into Battle.net on one PC. Thanks, Bungie! These bugs that I've experienced have no clear solution besides doing huge risky shit like reinstalling Windows. I've uninstalled the game 3 times now because the game is basically broken. And that's not all the problems players are experiencing. Players have been banned for no reason, experiencing memory leaks, or getting other error codes. This just goes to show that the game is broken for a lot of players. The game took an extra month and a half to release on PC from the original console release. I think with that time they should have been able to fix these issues for PC. But maybe I'm blowing this out of proportion, and I hope I am. Maybe the issues will be fixed soon, but Bungie have had 5 days to look into this, address them and fix them. And it's not like there are known problems either. These are probably the most frequently listed issues on the help forums. But hey, you may be lucky and not have any of these issues with the game at all, which is great, and it's how the game should be. I am only a small channel, so I know this video will most likely not be seen by many people, but regardless, I wanted to make this video to address the issues I and others are having, because this is really pissing me off, and I assume it's pissing a lot of other people off too. But anyways, that's all I have to talk about. Thanks for watching.